One second. Do, 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 do. Hello, everybody. Just let me know how everything's going audio-wise. We're going to try to balance it here to make sure it's good. But usually they start 10 minutes early. They play some music. And then they kind of let us know, hey, this is what's going on. Here's, this is what the agenda is or something. It must literally be right at 1 p.m. That's when it gets started. I don't know what the housing update's going to be, truthfully. I mean, if it was just we're giving you more space to put furniture, I would have thought that seems just fairly straightforward, wouldn't be a whole secret thing. So I really don't know. I mean, what do you guys think? I was thinking the only thought I had is maybe they're going to expand upon things that you can do inside the house. Maybe have neighbors. You used to be able to do that in a Lord of the Rings MMO where you had neighborhoods that you could walk through. But I have no idea. What do you guys think? What's your thoughts? Really hoping for a sticker book for furniture. That's a good idea. Maybe a furniture bag too. I'd settle for a furniture bag, honestly. But I feel like even that's not a whole Q3 update, Yeah, neighborhoods would be pretty good. By the way, how does the audio sound? Does it seem decent? I've been moving rooms a whole lot and doing all deaconing furniture would be something good too, like being able to do that. Yes, good audio. Thank you, Meg. And I plan to move rooms again, so I bought more of these, by the way, and I bought a 50 pack. This is a 36 pack, and for some reason, they have sticky backs, and I got the 50 pack off Amazon. There's no sticky back, so I plan to move this whole thing one room over, and now I can't do that till tomorrow because now I have to wait for the sticky backs to come because now I'm going to use tape to do it, which is just ludicrous, but whatever. That's why the lighting in here is all cattywampus, because this is not the room that I'm intending to use. This is what I feel like every time something major is going on, it's like during a major ESO event, like Zeal's Zenthar, my favorite event. Well, top 3. And then I have to move houses. So, and then during the anniversary event, they had the in-person event, which is fantastic. Obviously, I enjoyed that a lot. But then I couldn't farm the boxes. You can't play ESO when you're in an in-person event unless you really want to be a killjoy. Sorry, guys, I'm on the box grind. I actually like that all of the game settings are not account wide, and not character specific. So that way, if I want to turn off all of my UI on a character, it doesn't turn them off on all of them. But I feel like they should have a quick sync button, hey, sync your character's settings to another one. That's, I think, the happy medium for that. If you guys have suggestions like this too, so one of the most common questions that I sometimes receive, it's also 1 o'clock. Where are we, Bethesda? Come on. Is if I have suggestions for the Elder Scrolls Online for things, where should I put them? And the answer is you should write them in the forums. That is the most common place that the developers interact with. That's the place that they spend the most of their time throughout the day. That's where you guys should go if you're interested in trying to make a suggestion. A lot of you guys have really good suggestions. Even today, you guys were coming up with some bangers. So it's if you have good ones, I mean, even ones that you think might not be good, because you never know. Somebody can always expand upon your idea too. You should post it in the forums. All right, developers, where are we? It's 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Or am I ridiculously early? Am I stupid? Are they late? Am I early? It's 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Am I being a silly goose? Am I a silly... Wednesday. It's Wednesday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Well, EDT time, which is Eastern Standard, right? Am I having a blonde moment here? Yeah, 1 p.m. EDT time. Well, thank you guys all for coming. Unfortunately, their stuff probably phased into each other. Where to set the... Oh, there it is. I'm on lunch break right now, so unfortunately, if they take too long, I won't be able to see the whole kit and caboodle. Oh, here it is.
Buy Mountain Dew. Enter codes at MountainDewGaming.com to get exclusive Final Fantasy 14 rewards.
So this is cute. So we get their chat, and then we get our chat. All right, how's the audio for them? Is it good? Turn it up, turn it down. Thank you for the resubscription. Suck that part for 6 months. We got 0 viewers. Look at those losers. We got 82 right now. Suckers. Kind of neat that they have their Twitch chat here, but we have the real chat right here. Content not intended for children. Is it too loud? Sorry. Is this better? I know that they're playing music. Actually, I mean, they're just playing music right now. I could turn it all the way down. It's all right. I'm going to turn it all the way down until they start talking, because the trouble with balancing a lot of stuff like this is you run into this problem where, like, right now it's playing loud music, and then they're going to start talking, and they're probably going to be talking like this. And then they might do little scenes, and then they might start playing music again. Thank you. I turned it should be pretty much off now. Is it? It should be pretty much off, right? We're good, right? It should be off. I will need you guys when they start speaking to figure out how to balance their audio. That's going to be the key. Because everybody talks at different volumes. That's the sticky wicket. This literally is just the home theme music, isn't it? I know. That's the problem, too, when I stream, is you guys are usually about, like, 10, 15 seconds behind. So what happens is, like, I'll say something, and then I'll immediately get answers to it 10 to 15 seconds later, but then also, like, a minute later, because some people aren't always on, like, synced up. Some people are a little behind. How's it going, Valencronia? And then love your dad jokes. Thank you. Sorry if I mispronounced that. No, I did. Splinty, I actually did watch his 24-hour Emperor live stream, bits and pieces of it. I give a lot of respect to him. Oh, here we go. All right, depending on what this is, I might turn the volume on. If it's more music, we're just going to leave it. There's nothing. Oh.
All right. Oh, lovely.
Hi, everybody.
Look, it's already not working. Hold on. Where did Jess go? Where's
Oh, no.
Hold on.
Where did I go? Do I need to try turning it off and on again?
No, stop. It's me.
No?
It's
No?
me. It's not you. It's me. Hold on. I know what I did. I clicked. See, that's what happens when I start clicking things. Hold on. There you are.
Yay!
Okay. Oh my goodness.
That was so scary. Out of the fog. Everything was so dark.
We found you. You were hiding. But I found you again. Okay. You know what? It does feel like this has been ages ago. It has been a long time since we've had a stream. And you know what? We're going to try and get back to what we'll call semi-regular streams, right?
Yes, we miss you all. Hello, chat.
What is not on? I see somebody
It's
saying
difficult,
it's not
Jeremiah,
on,
but you can do it.
I see everything on.
All right, I got
should
you.
be good, right? Drops are on,
Yeah, I
hopefully?
think we're good. We're good.
Drops should be on. Everyone, thank you so much for joining us on stream today. We're a little bit
How are we looking
earlier
now?
than usual. Again, you can blame me for that too. Today is just kind of blame Gina day. So we just had to do it a little bit earlier
Yeah.
for scheduling purposes.
We wanted to do this before PTS too, which we'll get to that.
Yeah, folks, if things aren't showing up, I would just suggest refreshing. Sometimes if you're in chat before the stream starts and then it starts while you're in there, it gets a little funky. So yeah, just hit the refresh button. We are live. We see plenty of people saying that we're so yay, things are working. We have a really fun stream for everybody today. We are going to be talking all about things that are coming in update 43, which, I mean, it's pretty nuts because it feels like we just launched update 42 in Gold Road, which we did, right?
Like a month ago on PC.
Yeah, I was going to say console was like a week or two ago. So no, we're already talking about the next thing. We don't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. All right. Shall we? We did, right? Is it hot where everybody else is? Chat, is it hot where you are? It's summer here. And
All right, while they're just chit-chatting here, briefly, what do you guys hope for in Update 43? I think neighborhoods, furnishing craft bag, deconstructing furnishings. What are we hoping for?
Or Celsius. Anytime we talk to our friends in Europe.
Holy
like,
crap, if it's
gonna be Fahrenheit.
94 Celsius.
I don't,
It's boiling water.
It's boiling. Well, because some people are like, I don't know. See, like, I don't know. Now they're putting Fahrenheit or Celsius. Show us the pupper.
Yeah,
I don't
definitely Fahrenheit.
actually know where the dog is today. He's sleeping. That's what he does. When animals get old, they just sleep.
It's nap time.
It is. Little afternoon siesta. Alrighty, shall we get into some news and updates and all the things here that we want to talk about? Where's my notes? Oh.
Yeah, we have a little
I almost,
bit, and then we'll get into...
Boy, I almost opened up the wrong thing there. This is what we want to share, not that other.
I do hope they talk about the PvP update too. It's probably wishful thinking that they will, but I do hope that they talk about it.
It's we'll just call them unfinished patch notes. So, Jess, you want to kick things off?
All right. Patch notes, yes. All right, so we have, first up, there's a lot of stuff going on this month of July. So first up, we have the anniversary spotlight for Morrowind and Clockwork City. That is running right now until August 15th. So don't forget, the daily login rewards for July include the Clockwork City DLC. Hopefully some of you have already claimed it. You could actually claim it on day 2 for the login rewards. And that's available through the end of July. And then you can also claim the all-new Gold Road Recall custom action. This is completely free. It's super cool. And you can get it from the in-game Crown store when you complete the Champion of Vivek achievement from now until August 15th.
And importantly, because I don't think they're going to say it here, make sure that you do your Seals of Endeavor, because every day you can get significantly more Seals of Endeavors right now, which can be used to purchase anything inside of a Crown Crate. So make sure you guys do that, your weeklies and your dailies.
I like this one a lot. And it's totally free. Speaking of free, update 43, which we're talking about today, kind of giving everybody a first look. This is coming to our PTS, our test server, on Monday, July 8th, in like a few days. So you are not going to have to wait very long to try out everything that we're going to be showing you today. We were going to do our stream on the usual Friday, but here in the States, we've got 4th of July holiday and all sorts of stuff coming up. So we're like, you know what?
A lot of people are taking off.
A lot of people are taking off, so we figured let's do it now. So you're getting like a
So PTS Monday, all right?
preview today.
All right, and then just I think we've got there it is, the July roadmap.
Anybody tell these guys we're ready to do a whole video on this? We already know about all this stuff. We read about it. Thank you, Rambo, for the resubscription. How goes it, Jake? It's going pretty good. Funny enough, we've already talked about all this stuff. I mean, everybody's hyped for the Chaos Ball weekend. July 11th through the 16th will be fiery. But yeah, while they're just chit-chatting about stuff that you can read on screen, I do hope that they add some sort of neighborhood system, some sort of, maybe you can buy carts that take you to specific places. That'd be kind of cool. Navigators, maybe giving more purpose to NPCs that are inside your home, add increased space. I just have no idea what they're gonna do because there's just so much they could do, and I don't know what is gonna be. I don't know what they're gonna do. Truthfully, thank you, CLB at 1024. I really just don't know what they're gonna do because to me, update 43 is a massive thing. It's not just a small thing. But you can hear what they say about QuakeCon.
No. Wait, not also. It's in August. I was gonna say all.
It's in August.
Golly, what
Next month.
This has been the norm. Like, boy, you should have seen me on Monday. It was like I didn't know what day it was, what month it was, where I was, but here we are on planet Earth.
I do follow them if you want to take this time to rub it in.
If you are attending QuakeCon, or even if you're not, and maybe you're in the Dallas area, or even if you're not, I mean, Pain in the Axe flew in from wherever he was last year. But we are going to be having an ESO meetup on August 9th in the evening. That's a Friday. So if you would like to attend, just keep an eye out. We're going to be putting up an RSVP page probably at the end of this week, maybe next week. But yeah, just keep an eye out. We'll tweet it out on our official channel. Planet Earth does turn slowly, let me tell you. It turns slowly except when you need it to, and then it feels like time just doesn't stop, and it's like, wow.
Isn't that a line from an Owl City?
Honestly, I don't know what they should do to fix the men's national team, to be honest. Oh, they're back to this.
Owl? Like,
but wait, you guys are on
Weird
Planet
Owl?
Earth.
Owl
OWL.
City.
OWL.
Oh.
OWL.
Owl, or Owl, like I hurt myself. Owl City?
The musician.
I live in Owl City. Ow! All right. Everyone watching is like, why are you guys live streaming again? Why are we here? All right, let's get to the meat of the stream. Oh, and Twitch drops. Twitch drops are on.
Twitch drops are on.
Yeah, just make sure you're linked. We're giving away an Ouroboros Crown Crate to.
Just give us the information. Everybody, link your Twitch accounts. It's that simple. Come on, give us the juice. What are we getting?
Let's get into that. We're going to introduce our first guests from the ESO dev team. We have Cullen and Jimmy. Jimmy is, God, it's really pissing me off that transition's not working right. We're going to fix that. It's just grating on my nerves. Jimmy is a first time streamer, long time watcher. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much.
And Cullen, we've had on a few times before.
Cullen is no stranger to our crazy
One
live streams.
second.
So,
Always a pleasure.
Chat needed to be refreshed.
Please.
Sorry, YouTube, your chat's weren't popping up.
Cullen, why don't you, as our returning guest, talk a little bit about what you do on the ESO team, what you're responsible for, some things that you've put in that maybe some people have seen before.
Of course. I'm Cullen Lee. I started out here actually before launch.
What's wrong, Tristan, with your
after a few years, I moved over to design, and I've sort of been working on a variety of things since then. But the thing that I spent the most time on was our housing system as the product owner a little bit after release, and I kind of helped build up that team over the years. And then recently, I've actually handed that team off to some of the designers who we've kind of brought up. And they've been doing an awesome job. So that's been super exciting. And more recently, I've worked on scribing.
This guy talks super quiet for you guys too. My audio is a little different because I'm hearing it through a different source, but he's very quiet.
We're going to show off today. It's a surprise. Jimmy, you have some fans in chat, I have to say. They are very excited to see you.
Well deserved.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. So Jimmy Sammartino, UI engineer.
Tell us a bit about yourself. Listen, this is all fine and dandy, but you can't just keep edging us on like this. Imagine if I open my YouTube videos like, yeah, here's this thing, takes like 30 seconds, gives you 100 million gold, but first I just want you guys to know that I like chai iced lattes. I also really like horses. My favorite color is the color yellow. I was inspired to work my job. Let me give you a 10-minute background on that, and then let me tell you what you need to know. I can't take it. Just give us what we're getting.
Which is easy to do because everyone here is a huge housing fan, I feel like.
If you do have problems and they're not responding to your tickets, the thing that I found that people say is the most successful is actually message them on Facebook with your ticket number.
Stream, yes.
By the way, can I just say, I have to say this because I don't know if I'll get an opportunity later. This place is the most amazing place to work ever. I have to say that, get that off my chest. And working with these guys, they're all amazing. As cool as they are on stream, they're as cool not on stream. I just wanted to say that.
Jimmy, we'll
Thank
definitely
you.
have you back on another time.
Well, thank you.
All right. So yeah, for people in chat, Jimmy is Cardinal or Zos Cardinal. So he is major housing enthusiast for sure. So super excited to have him, not just on stream, but working on some of these housing features.
I'm turning their volume up slightly. Let me know if it's just too noisy.
Talk and announce what is coming to housing in update 43. Because you guys have been working on pretty cool thing, I think.
Yeah. Do you want me to just hop right into an overview?
Sure. Do you want to talk about it first, or do you want to show it?
Well,
Yeah, or did you want to talk about any of like the history of housing and sort of kind of where we got to where we're at now?
Yeah. So
Kind of a lead in.
a lot of the kind of fundamental design around housing is based around player freedom and around sharing creativity with other people, right? So we've always had the ability to set your primary.
This is killing me more because I have to go back to work, and I'm like, just give me the information. Do I do this in my YouTube videos to you guys? Is this what it's like when we say to like and subscribe at the beginning of the video? You're like, just get on with it. Except it's a live stream, so you can't even skip ahead.
And now what we're working on, or what we're presenting today, is home tours. And the idea behind home tours is it gives you the ability to list these amazing homes that you've created and the ability to browse this enormous list of amazing homes that other people have created. And there's a lot of details that we'll go into, but fundamentally it's a system for the housing community to kind of continue to grow, continue to share their inspiring, kind of creative, awesome, artistic, amazing homes.
Show off your amazingness. There's so much amazingness to be seen.
These homes are... Checking out player homes is like my favorite thing, I think, about working here. They
Make that easier, right, for everybody.
Yes. So this is kind of opening up that experience, making it part of the game without having to jump through.
Let's see everything that it entails first. I mean, you're just getting highlights here now too,
right? Because we share. By the way, we share your homes internally. Like when we see amazing builds and stuff, which is all the time, it circulates like wildfire through the company. So just
yeah. I will definitely be enjoying the system on live.
Well, let's.
I don't. Yep. Go ahead.
You don't? You don't want to enjoy it? So confused. All right, let's show this off, because I think some people are kind of like, what is home tours? What is going on here? So
better to see it.
We're gonna hop into an internal server so we can kind of show you all this tool and how everything works, and it's pretty cool. Let me hold on, let me unmute you here and then move on over. There we go. All right. Cool. Internal server, right?
Yep. So if you see anything strange here, it's just from people testing servers or testing the feature on our internal
server. Nothing to see here.
Before it goes to PTS. But what you'll notice is if you go to your activity finder, there's a new entry for home tours. And if you click on this, what'll pop up is a set of listings. These are all made by other players. They showcase, they can be, whatever home. They'll have a nickname. They'll have the name of the house. They'll have the person who owns it. I'll show you how many furnishings are in there. And this first tab, the recommended tab, is determined by the players, basically. So as you go in and you visit...
One of the comments on Twitch, their Twitch chat, just says, I'm whelmed, as opposed to I'm overwhelmed.
Do an algorithm and pull out a mix of kind of the most recommended homes and some newer homes.
And to be clear, I do like this feature. Like, I don't want to say that I don't like this feature. I think this is cool. I think this is going to be a great addition, especially on console. I think it will only embolden the housing community. Question is what else is coming with update 43? That's the big thing.
You can filter this by a bunch of different ways. You can search for a specific user that you know has great homes. You can search via tags, which are a way to add additional information about homes. So you can see if I mouse over this tab or this listing, it'll say, hey, creatures, markets, sinister. And you get a little bit of a sense of what's going on within this home. So the idea is that by applying up to 3 tags to any given listing, you can add a lot of kind of specification, right? Is your house, a little bit on the scary side? You get to use the sinister tag. Is your house more, cozy? Does it have lots of little creatures? If you have like a cat cafe, maybe that's, cozy creatures dining. But if it's, a haunted mansion, maybe it's more of, a sinister, like conventional and maybe festive if it's associated with the Witches Fest. But
3 per
there's
home,
a whole
right?
bunch of tags. Yes, you can have 3, and you can also search by multiple at once. So you can search for a specific set of tags, and those will come up preferentially in the search results. And then you can unselect them. So if you're, an example would be if, Witches Fest is coming up and you want to decorate a house, but you need some inspiration. What you could do is you could search for, sinister or festive and start finding those homes more easily and start getting some of that inspiration, seeing what people can do in housing is a big part of, I think, realizing the
How's it going, Irish?
the system.
Yeah, it's a great
Yeah,
way
I
to
think
get
we
inspired.
really want to give everyone a we want to give everyone a platform really to show off their homes, and more than just their primary. Just if you have 50 homes that you've decorated and you think they're all amazing, list all of them. You can list every home you own. So
Yep.
yeah.
We talked a little bit internally about like, do we want to put a limit on how many homes you can list? And what we decided was the people who are likely to list, 60 homes or whatever, they're the people who are the most invested in housing. They're the people who are going to, you're going to want to visit all those homes, right? So having a limit didn't make a lot of sense from our.
I mean, it's nice that there's not a limit too. I mean, I'll give them that. It's neat that they didn't have put a limit in.
The people who are going to have the most exciting homes to visit.
The cool stuff.
Listing home, you can go visit all these homes too.
You can
So if I
visit,
wanted-
but you can't like screw with somebody's house and furnishings.
Thank
right?
you for the subscription,
Yeah.
Rebecca.
Yes,
Morrow.
it's just
Yeah.
like visiting a home normally. So for example, if I wanted to list my home here, I would be picking what is my default visitor access. So this is your baseline permission that anyone who doesn't have a different permission set specifically for the home.
Well,
have.
and we don't know
And to
everything
list a
yet.
home,
You know,
can't
there
have
could
it be
be
no
more.
access because you have to let people into your house. And you
know,
can't let it
usually
be
Q3
decorated, because if you
updates
your
have
home
a
set
couple
to decorator,
things
anyone who comes in can move all
that
of
they
your
do.
furnishings around.
It's not usually just like
And
one
so
thing.
for
So
when
I'm
you're
hoping
opening it
that
up
there's
this
a whole
broadly,
bunch of patch notes
we
that
decided
allow
that
us to do some different things too.
this would be
I think
kind
that
of
this is just kind
a
of
risky
like
thing
the
for someone to
marquee
do.
update.
So just in the interest of safety,
It's nice that you're being kind.
you can't have
I
decorator
try.
permissions
I
set,
do try.
but you can have limited visitor or.
But usually,
and
I'm
what limited
not trying to
visitor
just be
does, it says
facetious
people can visit your
or
home, but they can't like
you
mess
know,
with your lights or
optimistic.
your
But
other
generally,
kind of
when you
furnishings that
have an
multiple
update,
states. They
like
can't
a
open or
Q1,
close
2,
doors,
3, or
for
4,
example.
there's
I wish
like
we had that in
multiple
real
things.
life.
visitor-
Like,
And
if
there's
people
different
come
things
into
that
my
they
house,
talk
it's like,
about,
please don't
you
mess
know,
Oh
with
my
my
doing
gosh.
and whatnot. So
You can come
Yes.
in, but don't
I'm
touch
hoping
anything.
that some of the other
I
bug
can see
So when
fixes,
you-
like they even talked about trying
So
to
when you list your
recode
house,
to allow you
you
to
could
stack
have
treasure
people just
maps
coming and
together,
visiting, and you
like
could say
all
hello, and
sorts
you
of
actually
stuff
see
that I
people
think would
coming
just be
to
helpful.
to
So I'm
tour your
curious to
house,
see if
yeah?
any of
'Cause
that
it's
has
the
made
actual
it into
house
this
that you
update too.
put together.
Yep, that's part of trying to help build the community, right? When you're touring homes, you'll see other people who are touring the same home. You might run across the homeowner. If you're the homeowner, you might see visitors coming into
There
your
are
home.
unlimited chests we can
And
make.
hopefully
What
that's
do you
an
mean?
opportunity to build some connections. So here I'll set some tags for my home.
I hope that
The
there's
good
something,
ones.
and then there has to be more in the patch notes, even if it's just a
I'm gonna do
rebalancing,
aquatic
buffing,
creatures
or
and sinister. I'm gonna
sets, you
rename
know,
this to
something else.
And just to point out,
I do
the
like this
nickname of your
concept,
house,
but I think
like
that
the
they're
same
spending
nickname
quite a
you
bit of
have for
time
the
on it.
collectible, is what
It makes
shows
me
in
nervous.
the listing for your house. So you can
I want to know.
actually
I like to know
customize it
everything.
even further that way.
Like,
Yeah, this is a way to help
I like to know
kind of tell the
what
story
like
in
all of
you know,
the
a brief piece
details,
of
and then we
text,
can break them
that
down
helps
one by one.
differentiate
You
your home
know.
from other homes out there. So now my home is listed, and this is my home, by the way. Cool little monster, or
What
not
in
so
the
little
world?
monster.
Ooh. It's looking at
And
you.
I like what
Yep.
they designed.
And then when you want to browse homes, you can go into recommended. You can go into browse homes. I'll travel to this one by one James San Martino, and we can get a look at that.
I know that guy.
Being a really
and-
fun way to, like, if you have housing content creators that you really like, you could look them up and actually go see their houses in person instead of just having to rely on their screenshots and videos, which are great, but seeing them in person would be even more cool.
Kind of funny that they
Yeah,
mentioned
this
that.
makes it a lot
now,
easier. Yeah, so here's
Now, but so what they just said is now you can search up content creators' houses. So now everyone can just go to my own home. It would be really funny if this feature like caps out all of our homes, so now we're not able to use them very effectively. That would be kind of funny. Granted, you could unlist the home, but I like to imagine that people just hang around in there all day just to be funny.
and then you can revisit those at any time through the activity finder.
And for some of the OGs, we used to play in the guild. We used to play games like hide and seek and knockoff too, which is pretty fun inside the homes too. So maybe this will allow it to be a little easier to get back into homes because people would disconnect out of the home, and now you get back in a little easier. It's about the only thing that comes to my mind is this being helpful. I mean, yeah, you could brainstorm different housing ideas, and I am very passionate about housing just because it's really about the only thing you have to spend money on. You know, like you get to a certain point, it's like, what else am I going to spend my gold on? I mean, I guess you could do motifs, but even that is just, it gets to a point where you're like, what's the point of buying more styles if I'm not going to use them? Except to be a little completionist. I'll turn the volume back on.
Right. So we're basically adding this as an extension to how you can favorite your own homes now in the collections.
It is nice for console players. I will say that. What actually I thought that I heard them say, because that guy's voice is very faint, is I thought I heard him say that you could sell your homes, like there's a marketplace for them, and I thought that's where they were going with this. Like you could like decorate a home and then sell it to another player, and then essentially you would have to rebuy it with crowns or whatever at that point. I was like, that could be interesting, but then it was just the preview aspect of it. I misheard what he had said. I feel like I remember being in this home. I feel like they copied this home from somebody, which they might have just for this or gotten permission. I don't want to say that they like took the home, but I feel like I've seen this home design before that somebody's used. Yeah, jumping puzzles and stuff could be good too. It does make it so. This is my initial thought, right? Is there some cool things that like I could do with this feature, right? What immediately comes to mind is like I can set up a jump puzzle one day, right? Turn on a stream and say the first person to get to the top of this jump puzzle, like you win. Then it doesn't have to me send out invites or anything else, you know, cattywampously. So maybe I'll try to use this as a feature to kind of do some more community-based activities on Xbox. You know, like just throw up a random stream one day and say whoever gets to the top of this, you know, jumping puzzle first gets 1,000,000 gold or, you know, 5,000 crowns or whatever. You know, that could be a good way to utilize a system like this. This kind of reminds me of like Tales of Tributes, where like I'm happy that Tales of Tribute is in the game, but I don't necessarily see it as something that is going to be a big usage of my time. It's not something that I'm like, oh, you know, like this is incredible. Like, you know, scribing, I'm very excited about because I think scribing is just going to continue to get bigger and bigger. I also love scrying because I think more mythics, more cool things to go after. Awesome. And I think those are the big updates that like excite me the most. Stuff like this, even Infinite Archive. Like I think, new weekly vendor, new currency, reminds me of Imperial City when it was kind of first released. It's like a brand new kind of concept. That stuff's awesome. Sometimes some of this stuff I'm like, yeah, that's good. And this is also a Q3 update. So when you compare it to other Q3 updates, it's, it's still good. It's just kind of like, what else do they got? Do they got anything else in the back pocket here? And this is a guild house that won a tournament. Which is, that photo feels like exceptionally bright. Well, usually they do this for what, an hour? So they might just be kind of like, The Tuesday vendor, so for those of you who don't know, Xbox was broken yesterday. Like, you just couldn't play, like, anything. So the Tuesday vendor is going to be released later today when I get off work. Unfortunately, it was one of those things where I just couldn't log in. So I was like, well, it's going to be a little tricky to do this vendor review then. And then the nice thing about the Tuesday vendor is because it resets on Tuesday, you still have 6 days to go to it, which is nice. I feel like the fog on this video is like not translating well through Streamlabs. I could be wrong, but it just feels a little weird. It does look oversaturated, and I wonder why it's doing that. This is a brand new TV too, so I'm wondering if my saturation's a little cattywampus. But stuff like this looks normal. It's only when they have these photos with like this glimmer and stuff that it looks a little weird. It might be oversaturated. They're talking right now. I could turn their voices on.
Oh, they're taking chairs and creating like dragons out of it. It's just insane.
That's cobbling. Cobbling at its best when they do that. This is so good. I cannot tell you guys how much I love you. I mean, it's seeing this kind of stuff just makes my day. This is why I love coming.
All right, while they're just yapping. So one of the thoughts that I had that would be really fun for like a concept like this is, so there's these tiles that are like the Craglorn tiles, and you flip them upside down, they're invisible. You can still walk on them. You guys know that scene from like, what is that movie? Oh, Squid Games. You could do like a little Squid Games, thing. And, just go through and do that. Make it stop. Don't worry. I'm sure that they'll get through all their little houses in a minute. Okay.
I was going to say, I think we wanted to show off a couple of the new homes that are coming up, right?
Okay, so they're going to talk about the
You're
new
loading
homes.
into it now, so...
I'm actually loading into one now.
There we go. I don't lie.
And I'm going to cheat to adjust the time of day. But this is, let me make sure I get the name right. Deep Bloom Villa. I'm going to
What does
read the
that
description
mean?
real quick.
What, an hour of
Blossom
Jake
lovers
vamping?
will delight in this picturesque villa perched on the western coastline of Oregon. With its elegant design, this cozy home awaits any who seek to nurture its blooms to life while enjoying how the light dances on the nearby rippling waters. Which really, it's a lovely description.
This does put a lot of pressure on me, by the way, because obviously there's going to be an expectation that I have a nice house, And I think my house is pretty nice, but like, if everyone's just going to be showing up unannounced, just imagine all my lights are going to get turned off, all my doors are going to get closed, all the hooligans will just be running riot in there. They'll be turning off all my statues. The whole place will be dimmed out constantly.
Put together for this home is you can actually toggle on and off these flowers that are on display here on the house itself.
I mean, it's a beautiful home.
Sure
I think that the
right.
ship design one is still probably the coolest of the
bug or
recent
two
one.
that we are still hammering out, but
I did use all 700 slots, but I started to pick up some books in there, Rambo. That way I could place more. Because if you've ever actually been to my house, it has like an outdoor deck area with like trebuchets and stuff off of it, towers and whatnot. And well, that's cool. All right, that is pretty cool. But what I was saying is, using making a whole dock outside used a lot. Don't be like what? All music's boxes turned on, all lights off, one of my calling cards. Yep, that'll be exactly how it is in every home that I list up. I'll have to put the lights on the ceiling or something crazy. Thankfully, this is not a home that I would normally buy. Not tempted by its aesthetic. I feel like the Panther Fang Chapel is probably the coolest home, although I really do like the one that they gave us for free. I just don't know what I'm going to build on it. I've seen some of your guys' stuff, like when I streamed the one time afterwards. A lot of you guys said, hey, come look at my home. That would be kind of funny too if I like make it all the stuff non-interactable. I'll do that with all my crafting stations. Oh, you guys want to use a transmute station? Well, you should have thought about that before you turn all the lights off. Yeah. And the revelry pies everywhere. I'll just be chilling in my house. Sometimes I'll teleport to my house if I'm like getting ready to record a video. And I'll just be getting whacked by mud balls and pies 24/7. I've not had problems today, but I didn't try it early in the morning, so I don't know. I literally just got on immediately. Actually, I tried to play a game earlier and it was not letting me in, so maybe there was still problems this morning. This is cool. I'll give them that. I do like a companion table. Oh, well, that's cool. I do like that. I do kind of wish that they weren't ghosts. Like I'm summoning the Jedi Council to talk to me at a table. Bit unique. That's a cool design for a house, though.
The vaulted ceiling here, I always love these vaulted ceilings.
I actually just bought those death plants.
And
I do
then,
like the death plants.
I'll go around the rooms real quick.
And by the way, I'm sorry.
I think I was at yours, Rambo.
Did you
I
already
think you
show
invited
where
me the
this
one time
home
when I
is
went
located on the map?
afterwards. I think that was one of the ones that I saw.
On the eastern edge of
West
Westfield.
I crack myself up.
East Westfield. So it'll look over.
I'm telling you, they should put me on these streams. I'd spice them up a little bit.
Yeah.
Will I attend the World Cup 2026 in person? Probably. There's so many stadiums nearby to me that are doing it. It's just the ticket prices are ridiculous for it being, soccer. No offense, but like, it should not be like $600 to $800 for some of these tickets. For $600 to $800 in a European soccer match ticket, you can get like a full meal, catering, all sorts of stuff. And for here, you don't even for that $600 to $800, you need to get parking. Like, that's what drives me insane about how American stadiums are. But that's a whole other conversation.
Side of Mana Marco's room, I'm sure for.
Of rooms with no doors. Oh no.
Why is the Imperial Legion perfect for introverts? I don't know. Is it because they're all dead? Thank you for the early stream. Well, thank you for stopping by. And I will make sure to add all of the new Twitch subs to the end credits if you guys weren't already there. Because they live in solitude. Now that is good. I thought you were going to make a joke about them being dead during the time of this game. Like they're all getting whacked. A man walks into a bar and says, "Ouch." I've thought about putting that one in the intro. That was good, King Louis.
Yeah,
Start
same.
showing off everything that they've made.
They might be about to transition
Cool.
to something.
Well, we
Gonna
are
be
going
great.
to say farewell for now. I'm sure we will see you again on stream. Otherwise, I know you'll be on PTS looking for homes. I know you'll be watching streams of people showing their stuff off. But yeah, thank you so much. And we're going to swap you out and bring in Mike Finnegan.
Sounds great.
in just
Thank
a
you so
sec.
much.
Yeah.
Take care.
Thank you.
See
Well,
ya.
I mean, got some more stuff going.
God,
Overall,
rest the-
good system, good inclusion. Now we got the encounter designer. Don't know what he's doing, but glad to see him.
Oh
Issues.
no, you're
Yep.
having your mic
Yep.
issues again. It's cool. We were saying how like, oh, this won't happen on stream, right? But here we are.
Well, here I can talk for Finn.
What about now?
That's good.
Yeah.
What did it say, Jeremiah? Sorry, I'm getting distracted because they're transitioning. Damn. I should have gotten that. Sometimes I can guess some like riddles. Sometimes I can't, just because I've gone through so many.
Couldn't tell.
Yeah, that's what it was. Also, I like to imagine Sai Sahan's room is just a bunch of different portraits of Lyris, like in various paintings. Like there's a large wall, and they're surrounded by candles and stuff. So like that's got to be the furnished version of Sai Sahan's room.
Mike was having mic
And
issues.
swords.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my
yeah.
gosh. You know what I just realized? Were you trying to talk that entire time while they were up?
No.
Okay, because I was hearing like weird little noises and I was like, oh, I wonder if that's Finn's
Well,
mic.
Jess
just
told me to mute
bugging.
myself, but I don't think it was me. I don't think it was me because I tried to tell
Stop
you
talking.
Owl City when you were talking about owls. I tried
Oh.
to tell you Owl City, and then you didn't hear
Oh.
me. So
And then Jess was like, shut up.
Is that a joke? Because Owl City's a band?
move along.
Moving on. All right. So sorry, I'm kind of like rearranging windows all over the place here in the back. So yeah, for anybody who maybe hasn't joined our stream in a while, is maybe a newer player, Finn, do you want to talk about what you do at Sauce?
What would you say you do here?
What do
Finn?
you do here other than know,
as the lead
crack
encounter
jokes?
designer?
Are you having problems on Xbox right now, Jeremiah? They might be having problems again on Xbox.
Encounter team, which handles all overland encounters for chapters, DLCs, that kind of stuff. They do a lot of other stuff too. It's actually the largest of the three teams. The monster team handles all new monsters that would come into the game, and then the dungeons and trial and arena team that handles all dungeons, trials, and arenas. So I like to say that if something kills you or you kill it, chances are it was one of my teams that put it into the game.
Right on. You sound like a busy guy.
No, not really. I just kind of chill.
Just kind of sit back and be like, yeah, just make
Yeah,
make
just
some
gotta
monsters.
sit back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make it difficult.
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah. I just hit the harder button. Make it harder. Make it harder.
It's the plus button. More.
Yeah.
All right. So, do you want to chat a little bit about some things that are going into update 43 that your team has worked on?
Sure. So, all the way back in update 40 when we did Infinite Archive, And I've talked about this before as people have asked us at various shows and stuff about, oh, is there going to be more for Infinite Archive? Is you going to expand it and stuff like that? And I think of kind of the line that I've said was, we don't have anything to talk about right now, but the nature of how we built Infinite Archive is it is expandable and it can evolve and create a new experience. So that was what our team really
Okay, I did not expect Infinite Archive to be brought up.
was a refresh or an expansion kind of what you can expect in Infinite Archive. And there's quite a few features that are going to go into that, and I'll talk about those in a moment. But I will show off the two, I guess, tentpole features, the big features that you're going to see in Infinite Archive that are the most visible are the two new arena types that you have. So Infinite Archive very much leans into the Hermaeus Mora aspect of Apocrypha, and we explore the different biomes of Apocrypha within the original Infinite Archive, but now we're expanding out a little bit. So we're going to add a fire and an ice based arena. Are we
Not expecting a fire and ice based arena. I was expecting him to say like a different Daedric Prince themes, but all right.
Idea, right?
There we
Let's
go.
show off. There we go.
So this is the index. If you're familiar with Infinite Archive, you might be familiar with this areas where you get your quests from Master Malkest. But one thing before I jump to the new arenas, there's also another new feature here. We have a new yeah, I don't know if you guys can hear her talking, but this is a new quest giver. She gives a daily quest, and she targets marauders and fabled monsters. So you'll get a quest every single day in order to kill either a marauder or different fabled monsters. So you go in here and you can do it every single day, and she gives you rewards for that. So she has a really cool story, and it'll explain why she's a ghost in here and stuff like that. So I don't want to spoil it. I'm going to let people kind of jump into.
I think this is really cool. I think expanding upon Infinite Archive was not something I expected, so I'm glad that they're expanding upon it, because I think conceptually it's really cool from an end game perspective.
First, and I'm using.
If you think about it, the Infinite Archive could be like a home. Home is wherever the heart is.
I am not jumping into a
Is
version
it because
of this
you're
that actually
cheating?
has. Yes, it's because I'm cheating. I'm not jumping into a version that has the monsters. But this shows off kind of the arenas. So this is the new ice arena, which is
hot take, but that area doesn't even look very cold. For an ice arena, that looks more like lukewarm. If I imagine myself in there, I don't think I'd feel cold. I mean, it looks great. I don't want to say that it doesn't look great. I just think, from an ice perspective, from a cold perspective, I'm not getting the cold vibes. Yeah, exactly. Blackreach, right? Another daily is good though too. Gives us more archival fortunes. That's all fantabulous. Look, the water's not even frozen. Oh, it hurts you though. Okay, so there's also multiple that you can see. Yeah. I think if they took inspiration from Blackreach is what I'm thinking.
No breaking platforms. We don't have those in here, so the solid ground that you're gonna see here is gonna stay.
No broken platforms. That's kind of funny that they mentioned that, because a lot of people were like, I hate the broken platforms.
So it becomes hazardous to kind of move around the space. Also, all the ice arenas are very open, kind of like this. The water will restrict your movement a little bit, but they're bigger, wider arenas that you can.
All right, so while he's chit-chatting about that, what do you guys think about this? A lot of you guys we're not expecting an Infinite Archive revamp. What are we thinking? I think this is awesome. I think that this is one of the cooler features in ESO, and it also gives me hope because this was last year's Q4. So if they're revamping the Q4 of last year this year, is there going to be, and Q4 this year is a PvP game mode, is it also going to be something that is continually added upon, like scribing, scrying, Infinite Archive, yada, yada, yada? kind of gives me hope that whatever they plan is going to be one of those things that's repeatable. So I'm hoping that they kind of keep that same mentality going.
See, other places in Tamriel, the bosses that you would fight are going to come from other places in Tamriel other than Thoat.
Q4 Battle Royale mode confirmed. Can you imagine? Imagine if you just took Fortnite, right, and then you put it on Cyrodiil, but then you had to pick up sets off the ground like you do loot in Fortnite. Keep the build mechanics, too, YOLO. I want to be able to build a cathedral in like 2 seconds.
Well.
Here, at least, this looks warm. Although, I will say, I don't feel like this looks very hot. Like, I feel like I could live here, Like, this is just like the temperature that I would imagine, like, like Texas, New Mexico would be, Like, hot, maybe a little bit of a dry heat, but not overwhelming,
You would see. Now, because I'm not fighting monsters and stuff, you don't see kind of the full features. The hazard in the fire arena is these little pits right here will launch little fireballs out that will hit randomly in the arena and also target players. So movement is going to be really key.
I don't know how I feel about being targeted by random meteors. It just feels like one of those things where it's like I'm running around, wimbly bimbly, I'm about to kill something, it's one shot, and I get whacked by a meteor, and I probably would just grow gray hair in that moment. Oh, you're fine. I think it's important for people to express how they feel, too. And I understand that, too. People hate PvP for a variety of reasons. I was also looking at my age demographics. I have a significant amount of, I think, like 10% of all my viewers are over the age of 65. Maybe no, I think it's like 5% 65, and then I think it's like 10% 55, something like that. And a lot of them have said like PvP is really hard just because it's very button pressing intense. Yeah, see, if you had to pick between the temperature outside in Texas or whatever the temperature inside of there is, like I feel like I'd gamble on the temperature inside of there. But I know that there's quite a few people that struggle with stuff like that, and it's unfortunate, especially people want to do it. But I think that there are definitely builds and things that can be easier for people for PvP. That is also true. I mean, sometimes you're just not very good at it, and it's still fun. Something that's, it's I'm not very good at Battlefield, but sometimes I play Battlefield with the boys, like the shooter game. I'm not very good at first person shooters, but if the boys are playing, somebody's got to go, lower the elo of the whole squad so that way we go up against worse people. Somebody's got to lower our matchmaking, and that's going to be me. Live in the DC area, and we get temps in the 60s in the morning. Yeah, I've been getting colder temperatures too. It's been significantly better. They're also just talking about phases right now. I feel bad because I'm talking over them, but like, they're just yapping away about all this stuff. Like, ooh, we're gonna shoot meteors at you. Ooh. Now, the curious question is, will they tell us about Update 44, which is PvP? I'll put them back on, though. I'm running out of tangents.
There's one called Quick and Tincture.
I do think that them shutting down Battlefield 3 and 4 is sad. I do like Battlefield 1. I wish that was a little more popular, because Battlefield 1 is awesome.
Versus Envision, so players that have been in here a while and seen everything that they have available, they now have more options that they can get. So that's good on the player benefit side. On the other side of it, there are also 2 new Marauders.
Yay!
I actually to push back on the Oaken Soul being the only good mythic for people who want more simplistic builds. The Torque from Infinite Archive, I would say, is actually potentially better than the Oaken Soul Ring. Bit of a hot take. But I do think that that's an even better option to look at. It's just something to keep in the back of the old brainal compartments.
Sure, but it's I think it's Zilfimble. and that is a charging Minotaur that'll.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they used housing as the big selling point for this update. I'm curious if there's more. I'm just curious what else is here now, because now we've got two things that are not even related. Like Infinite Archive, housing. Not the scripts don't even affect housing. You can't even use your archival fortunes for really housing items. So it's just weird that they're connected. I guess you could buy those books.
Crashed right as I was talking. That was really weird in game. I know you guys can't probably hear it all that well, but like it was really loud in my ears. And we also another thing I want to highlight, and the last thing I'll highlight for this is
hopefully you get to work inside the AC. If not, God bless. Your favorite, the books, exactly. Only because they take up way too much furniture placement.
Spend your fortunes on. That once per run, it allows you to turn into a random avatar, and you do not have to have the visions collected for it before you do that. So it is a really cool new super consumable thing that we have that once per run you're allowed to do it. And primarily we did that for the players that are really
the torque from Infinite Archive. It basically just gives you a bunch of stuff. It's like the Oaken Soul Ring, but then basically your sets don't do anything.
Experienced that, and hopefully it'll drive them forward a little bit to say, oh, you know what, I really want to see more of those and get those visions and stuff. So yeah, it's another like little benefit that we're kind of giving people as they try to tackle some of the dangers in here.
Now you uttered the words class sets.
I did.
And Chad has been asking for at least 10 minutes, are there new class sets? So
there are new class sets. That was also part of what we wanted to highlight. Jump back to the index here. That was also what we wanted to part of why we wanted to do the update coupled with the new class sets, so that we give you some new challenges and stuff, and we give you some new rewards that you're going to want to do. And I have some of these already equipped, and I think I just have all of the because I can only equip one. This is the Templar one. But I can't equip the other classes, so I have them highlighted here. So there's some really cool ones here. Ares Cry. This is the new Warden set.
Everyone take your screenshots.
Yeah, everybody's taking screenshots.
Take the screenshots. It's all good.
This is the new Templar one. Here is the Sorcerer one. Beacon of Oblivion. We have Corpse Burster Amulet, obviously Necromancer. Pyrebrand Amulet or Pyrebrand set for Dragon Knight. Spattering Disjunction for the Arcanist. This is one of those ones, this one might go through some iteration on... all of these are potentially going to go through iteration once they hit PTS. These are not the finals. These are just the initial kind of thing. And we're going to, as always, the combat team is going to be paying attention to feedback and stuff to make sure that these are doing what we want and hitting the right notes. And then Umbral Edge for the Nightblade.
Yeah, for anyone having trouble reading it, if it's not like super crisp, it'll be in the patch notes on Monday. So... I guess in the meantime, I won't even say. I'll say it all. I was just gonna troll people and be like, oh, you can like, zoom enhance and.
Yeah, right. Enhance. So so there's all new class sets. This is the second in the line of the class sets. So there is one more skill line that's per each class that's going to be highlighted, perhaps eventually. We'll see when that comes about. But right now, these are going to be on offer in where you would normally get them from the filers over here. Over there.
Right over there.
And that is the updates to Infinite Archive.
Now,
players can test this out on Monday with PTS 2, yeah.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
The one tripod was a nice
touch. This will all be available on PTS, and this is a base game update. I do want to highlight that because Infinite Archive is base game, so there's no need to purchase anything. It's funny as you mentioned the this update was free, and I was like, I think we missed an opportunity to call this update 40 free.
40. Oh, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. I'm stealing it.
We should.
I love it.
I'll just see what the
Jess is-
new class sets are like. So we got new class sets, new Infinite Archive arenas, new housing listing system. Not at all what I was expecting.
Sorry.
There it is! I've been waiting. Dude, I wanted to use it a while ago and I couldn't find the button.
Yeah.
You're gonna
I'm sorry,
have
but
to.
I knew he could not resist.
My God, I'm gonna have to hire Finn as like the sound effects guy. It is a Discord call, yeah. We found
that's
those.
true.
We found those 2 days ago.
We
when we were
found
doing
those
a
in rehearsal.
We found those when we were talking about it, and we're like, "Oh no, this is not. You shouldn't have shown us this before the show."
On the soundboard.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, they did.
All right. We did also want to run through some additional improvements that are going to be coming in Update 43, part of the
All right.
base game. The first we should talk about is some mount preview improvements. Jess, do you want to touch on that?
Yes. So this gives you mount preview improvements, gives you the ability to preview mounts and all their various animations. So this is idle, mount up, rear up, walk, run. I think we could actually show this in game if we want to. Instead of
I
just
don't know. I
No?
didn't have it
Okay.
set up, so I
that's
wouldn't.
that's
do it.
okay.
Yeah.
Instead
why
of
not?
just seeing it mount up in an idle pose when you're previewing, now you can view it in all its animations. Makes it a little bit easier to see what some of the different reasons why it makes all the different mounts cool and all their differences and their animations. So this is for viewing mounts in both the collections menu and in the crown store. And don't forget, you can also preview anything in your collections menu right now. This adds to that functionality with a few new options for mounts.
It would drive me crazy when I'm trying to figure out which mount I want to
Actually,
use.
I could show. You could put it in game. I'll show you.
Yeah.
I'm actually here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go through all the
It's just a
improvements
little
first, please.
quality
Are
of
you
life
showing me right now?
addition. Yeah.
I'm sh- I'm
So there it
showing
is
your
at the
screen.
bottom.
So there's the mount up. There's the
Yeah.
rear up. You can see it walking, running,
mean,
Nice.
idle.
good. You know, that's
This is with the stamina improvements. This is with the speed improvements. This is with the inventory improvements.
Yeah, just a
So
nice
yeah, you
little
get to
thing.
cools. You get to see. Yeah, and this is with all of them, and you get to see it playing through there. So yeah, it's a really cool little feature that allows you to see what it's
Oh.
gonna do.
We got a little rapscallion
Instead
here.
of,
It's
like-
offering to
I'm
sell
always
us,
like, let
viewers,
me
followers,
equip
views,
this, and then I'll see all the
chatbots,
things that it
etc.
does. Okay, let me go back to collections, equip this, and see what all the things
Little
it does.
rapscallion.
So,
Right,
yeah,
right,
Just
right.
remember
Just a
we
nice
first
little,
started streaming
you know,
that those
quality of life
porn
thing.
bots. Those were the days.
What do we have
days.
next?
You
I
had to
actually
block
don't
them super
remember what we have
fast, and then the
next.
links would stay down
Luminous
here.
ink sourcing. Folks, I definitely saw people in chat asking, like, what about ink? More ink sourcing. So, yes, we hear you. In this update, we are going to be adding some luminous ink to treasure chests and to heavy sacks. So,
I mean,
keep the feedback coming.
I think
all right.
every time you kill a netch, you should get ink. They're kind of like
Yeah.
squid, like octopus
Yeah,
things.
yeah,
They're kind
That's
of
kind
like,
of a
all
stretch,
right,
but
yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right. You know, I mean, that's not a bad thing necessarily.
We also have. Remember when I was telling Jimmy, like, oh, you're definitely invited to another stream? You're like, you're going in the other direction.
New skill
oh,
styles. That's good too. Always love more of those.
That's cool. New
Next.
skill styles. Awesome.
New skill styles, yeah. So, yeah, we've got 6 new skill styles that are coming through in-game sources. All sorts of different colors. Finn, I think you had some that you could show.
I have the I can show one. I have the destruction ultimate,
Okay.
the destruction staff ultimate. I have the storm, which I will show right now. Oh, purple.
It's cool. Yeah.
Very nice. So yeah, we have what else do we have? We have 3 from fragment chases. So there's going to be silver bolts, which is vibrant yellow. So I guess you can call it yellow bolts now. Roar will be a green color, and annulment will be yellow.
But when they change silver bolts to yellow bolts, would still do more damage to werewolves? I'm just kidding.
Black purple. Momentum will be a yellow, and elemental storm is, of course, the purple.
Well, I think it's important to
So all 6 are going to be
Texas,
available for
is that this is
archival
the Q3
fortunes in
update. This is just
rotation
the bug
as an
improvements
alternative
update
to
of the
get them
year.
too.
It's Q2 and Q4.
So,
Those are the big juicy
nice little
ones.
colors.
Your in-game sources.
Usually for Q3, we used
Yes,
to just
yes.
get dungeons, and people were kind of
Next.
like, we don't need
Jess, you want to talk about this one?
a single
Next, we have
dungeon
another
added.
little
So now
quality of
Q1 is
life feature to
essentially the
just make your
dungeon
life a little
update.
easier. It's
Q2
remember
is the
last
zone.
guild
Q3
store
are the bug
/
fixes
bank
and
in session.
improvements.
So what this means is
Q4
when you pick
the other big thing, you know.
you only use, for instance, your 4th guild's bank or your 2nd guild's store, you don't have to manually swap it every time now. The game will remember.
Again, just one of those nice, that'll be nice to have finally.
Yes. Yeah.
You're still showing my stuff in game, by the way.
No, I'm not.
No, you're not. There we go.
This is actually low-key pretty helpful. Especially as somebody who lists a whole bunch of stuff, and usually I cap out the first one, cap out the second one, cap out the third one, and it'll save a little bit of time. Nice little quality of life update.
All right.
They're working gloriously.
It's it's working. Eventually.
It's working now.
Last thing we want to just touch on is curated item set drops. So we have some item set sources that will be curated now in 43. That means that you don't have
Absolutely.
any that you don't have will be granted first. So this includes go ahead.
Okay.
No, please.
No, I thought it's primarily
really wants to talk about
He
this.
really wants
yeah.
to
Well, no, I think it's really good. It's really good because for 2 of the sources are mine. One of them is the PvP bags are going to be curated, which is great. Also, the trial rewarded, the weekly reward, those are going to be curated drops. So if you don't have all the drops and you did the trial, it'll give you a reward that you don't have. And then the monster shoulder bags. The purple bags have been renamed to curated bags, and those are going to be curated based on how curation works, based on what you have and have not collected yet. The mystery bags are still a random grab bag one, but the purple bags are now curated bags.
I like that a lot.
And make sure that you're going to get exactly something you haven't gotten before.
I was a bit afraid they were going to make treasure chest curated drops or overland zones curated drops, and that would just make things cattywampus. That's an amazing change, though. Saves keys, saves a whole bunch of resources, makes doing leaderboards a little more worth it, too.
Up. I'm kind of trying to lightly stall because I'm seeing who might be streaming right now that we can raid. Jess, you want to just give a recap, I guess, of everything that we
while you
talked
do
about
that.
here?
So just a reminder, PTS Monday, July 8th. The launch dates for Update 43 are August 19th for PC, Mac, and September 4th for Xbox and PlayStation. Also, if you really liked what you saw with home tours, if you just would like to show off your homes to a friend or just have your friends hop into the game is currently on sale on Steam and through the ESO account system or the ESO BAM store. So just a little plug there.
I'm curious, too, how frequently ink's going to drop, too, from chest. Is that going to be a really viable gold method? Because ink is ridiculously expensive.
There. And I hope everybody in the U.S. has a good 4th.
Yeah,
Yep.
take a
It's
nice
gonna be
long
rainy
weekend.
here. I think it's gonna be.
Is
I
it?
think it's gonna be
I
rainy
saw
here.
that.
You know what I
A
wish?
little bit off and on.
As a dog
What do you
owner,
wish?
and actually you both as fellow dog owners probably understand, I really wish we could have an agreed upon day that fireworks were going to be,
Yeah.
so we don't spread it out over all these days and all the dogs are freaking out for days at a time. Let's all just say fireworks.
I still want to know what Q4 is, but we're just not there yet time-wise. I wish they would just talk about it just a little bit, you know? Because last year they told us about Q3, I feel like Q4, excuse me, way earlier in the year, and it just made things so much nicer knowing, what we were going to have. What is the chat now? Sorry, they missed Vanilla Day. But thank you guys so much for coming on
It makes
today.
them react to
It's
these
still
loud
big in
noises. So it could be
transition. It was nice
fireworks,
to
it could
get
be
the chance to do
thunder,
this.
whatever.
Break up
My
my
dog
day
has
into
like
basically
severe
2 chunks.
anxiety.
That
He's
way I
on
go
like his
back to
happy
work,
pills all the
handle the
time, but with
hooligans,
really loud
later in the
noises
day
like
and
that, he
earlier
just
in the
can't
day.
handle himself.
Nice to be able to
And
spend some
this has
time with
been
you
a total
guys.
game changer.
Overall, what did
So
you guys
if
think?
anyone is
I
looking
also
for
think it's
something,
important
it's
to still
totally
preface
safe
this
too.
that
like
we should compare
they
this
still act
versus
like
other
themselves.
Q3
It's just they're
updates.
not freaking
If you
out over
compare
those
this
loud
versus
noises.
like a
So,
Q2 or Q4,
yeah,
I
if
mean,
anyone's looking for something, that's my
you know,
plug as a
last year,
fellow
it's always going to be
anxious
As a
dog
difficult.
owner.
licensed
So how would you
Yeah,
guys
I'm,
compare
I'm
this
not
to
a
other
vet, but
Q3
I'll just say it
updates,
worked
which
for
are
us.
usually
So,
a single dungeon or something
yeah,
small?
so we'll see. We'll see folks at the tavern. We'll see
Actually,
folks
what
at
was
QuakeCon coming
Q3
up next
last year?
month.
Hang on, I'm gonna look.
Yeah, you know what? Somebody in chat said put earmuffs on them. There was something on Shark Tank recently. It was like some hoodie thing that you put on your dog's head, and it has like noise canceling headphones or something. I don't know if it works or not. It looked.
What was Q3
I don't know.
last
My
year?
dog wouldn't wear that, but yeah. Anyway. It's a good time. Finn's like, please stop. Please just wrap it up.
No, it's great. I'm gonna get a dog hoodie.
Let me remind me.
and,
I'm drawing a blank here. What was
with
Q3? I'm trying to
earmuffs,
Google
and
it.
then
Google's not helping me.
whatever the thing is you called it, the drugs. We're
Cilio.
gonna give him drugs and put yeah, it'll be great.
It
We'll have a high dog that's looking goofy, so it'll be
it doesn't drug them. It you know what, forget
I'll
it.
mute them while
All right,
they're finishing up.
Catatonia raid. I saw some folks in chat saying to raid
Nice.
her. I see she's online, so
Good choice.
yeah,
Oh,
we'll give
we didn't
her a
get
raid.
rated too. That was my
Everyone,
final
thank you so
hope
much for
that we were gonna be the ones rated, and I'd have to be like, well, thank you guys all for coming. Just please subscribe because I gotta go back to work. That'd have been kind of funny. All right. So update 42 is Gold Road, which means update 41 was the one before that. Update 40 was Infinite Archive, so it would have been update 39, right? Yes. So update 39. Thank you guys for coming. I'm not finishing just yet. I want to kind of give an idea as to where we were last year. So let me see if I can switch you guys over. I think this screen's a little whacked up. So I had to fix some of my scenes due to replug it in some of my stuff. Let me resize that. All right, hang on. I want to compare last year's Q3 update. So this was very large. Let me shrink this for you guys. So this was last year's Q3 update. So they added additional experience and gold gain from quests. They added Monster Mass into Cyrodiil, new PvP face and body markings, new death notifications, item set sourcing standardization. I'll be honest, I forget what that is. New furnishings and Master Writ vendor offerings, unifying unsellable items. You can place inventory furnishings from your inventory, oculization, culling, new achievements, new endeavor activity types, and bug fixes. Did they not raid them? That's weird. So, what do you guys think about this year versus last year's? Now, this was last year's Q3. I mean, I think that this is definitely better. I think that they've definitely, definitely gone above and beyond compared to last year's. And that's why I always think is important. I know that we always have very high expectations. And I definitely think that there are still some ways that we can do more. Yeah, I do think that they really hyped up this housing system. I think that's where the initial kind of like, came from, is because they were like, this is going to be a big, beefy, juicy housing update. And our minds were just, we were thinking of all the crazy things. We're going to get 2,000 placeable furnishings. We're going to get, all sorts of gobbledygook that we're going to be able to do. We're going to be able to, like, buy houses off of people, something crazy. So from that aspect, I think it's a bit of a letdown. But from an Infinite Archive perspective, I actually forget what that is. I think it's like a bug thing or some sort of coding thing that they fixed. Let me look that up though, because now I'm curious. ESO accusation culling. What is that? Oh, it's a graphical optimization. That's what it is. That's what that was. So what do we think? Is consensus has been so far? It's it's better. Why is this screen, the chat, not even inside the chat thing? Decent. All right, yeah, we'll take decent. And I guess while we're here, we can look at the Tuesday vendor together. I got a little bit of time left before I go back to suffering. I'm curious to see how good the sets are. Let's go see if the... Let's go see what's in the Infinite Archive. Sometimes I need to look at it and stew on it anyway. It is better than nothing. And last year did feel kind of like Q3 was just like... maybe that's why they released Q4 so early last year, is because Q3 was really just... Here are some minor changes. It wasn't really anything to kind of go, oh my gosh. It was just like, oh, neat. So maybe that's why. I'm not 100% certain. Let's take a look what's in the Infinite Archive vendor, then I will let you guys go. It's like my recall, by the way. I don't even remember which one this was. Let us go. Please never do that again. I don't want to, I promise. I just want to see what's in the store, and then I'll finish the video after work. So I'll have to go back and get some stuff done. All right. Falcon Scoria mask is actually a very valuable item. Hang on. Tamriel Trade Center. Let's see what this is worth on PC, because I know that this mask is worth a lot. Now, if you're new, this is one of the things that you don't get to resell it, but you do get to own it. Which if you want to save yourself money. Yeah, this is from, looks like 5.8 million to 8.4 million on PC. And it was actually going for 4 million consistently when you could farm it. So that's a pretty good one. Northern Elsewhere maps, medium companion armor, don't buy this. These books even look cool. Why is that one so small? All right, then we have, what do we have here? Cowardice. I don't think that's going to be one that people are necessarily interested in. Also, too, so you can get these scripts just from doing content, too. And I believe these cheaper ones you're more likely to get. Lifesteal is another one that's probably like, it's like a C+. I'll have to do some research just to kind of solidify my positions on these. Same with resource restoration. I could see this being good for certain types of things, but I don't see it. But immobilizing strikes I could see being a pretty beefy one, especially for PvP. You'd be whacking people and immobilizing. But as you can see, I already own this one, which means that I just found this one, you know, by Wimbly Bimblin. Look at the squirrel. No, thank you. All right, so then I gotta figure what these leads are for, because fun fact, I don't have them memorized. Metal Springs. Falcon Scoria Mask though is a good one. So it's for a music box, but to get this music box, you have to go through Thieves Guild tropes, which granted is a pain in the ass. Does that make it worth it? Depends on if you're desperate for a music box. And then this one is for Mora's Whisper, which I notoriously don't have and desperately want because I tried to farm it and I failed, and I hate failing. But this one comes from the Torn Cloth nodes, so this one's not that bad. But I will note that this was a pain in the ass too. This probably took me about 2 hours to get this specific lead. So keep that in mind, because would you rather pick up cloth for an hour, or would you rather farm the Infinite Archive for an hour? And that's just gonna come down to a personal preference. So that's kind of how I gauge that. Northern Elsewhere we talked about already. Companion medium armor, you're really just hoping to get DPS gear. And then I'll double check to see if any of these have like really good specific utilization. I think immobilizing strikes is good, but 20,000 archival fortunes just seems a bit too risky when I've already gotten this script before, and I have not even farmed a whole lot to try to get scripts. I've just been kind of running around doing a bunch of random stuff, like daily quests, like you guys were saying. So I think if you're going to buy one with archival fortunes, it's got to be one that's like very specific, very useful towards you. But that's kind of how I view the Tuesday vendor as it is right now. But you guys will have to let me know. Let me know what you guys think. But I have to run here, so thank you guys for those of you who subscribed, and for those of you who what's the word on? Oh, it is. I forget that the word is subscribed on Twitch. I'll make sure to add you guys to the end credits. As always, it's my way to, give back as much as I can. Really, we'll try the new housing system. I'm gonna probably build an obstacle course because I actually already have an obstacle course. I'll travel to it while I'm wrapping up here with you guys. That way, you guys can see it. Or maybe I might have taken it down. I can't remember. Did I take it down? I don't think I did. The Undaunted Mask available to farm right now is Balorgs, and the other one, which is, I did reset this house. That is sad. Not an obstacle course anymore. It's Balorgs and the new dungeon one. It's called something or other. The Blind. Get to kill the Blind? I think Balorgs is here too. I'm like 75% sure Balorgs is available. I know it's available. I've seen it. I looked at it earlier. There it is. I don't know why it's not in the featured section. That's stupid. And so we got the Balorgs. And we have the Blind. Actually, you know what? I'm just stalling at this point. I'm just curious to see what people are listing it up for. Because it's brand new, so it could be worth crazy amounts of money. You never know. No problem. Well, all question, do you guys think that there is a full melee skill build for a DK, or do we have to use most DK skills to do any damage? I think it just depends. DKs can be built in so many ways. It's going to depend. Mag, stand build. DKs are very versatile with their skill set. And they've also been greatly benefited from... Is here, right? Yeah, it should be. Okay, so if there were any listed, we would see it. Let's see, we got none. All right, well, might be a little difficult to see how much these are worth. All right, 2.3 million. That looks unique for a mask. Do I like that? On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate this appearance-wise? Just based on its appearance, no other factors. How would you rate that? And do I think that's a fair price? I feel like that's kind of low for how difficult of a dungeon it is, but it's going to be available for a while. 4 to 5. I should have said out of 10. And I'm assuming your 4 to 5 was out of 10. I just want to make sure. It's unique. It kind of gives me the vibes of like I've been beaten in the face, you know? I don't think very long. It was like, what, 30 minutes, I think? It's different. It's unique. This is the only one that's listed. Wish we could see the shoulder. I guess we could go see the shoulder. Where are all those undaunted hooligans? I forget where they are in here. I forget that Mournhold even has an undaunted enclave because I only ever really use the bank and the guild traders. I forget that there's a whole city to the rest of this place. All right. Where is Urgalurk? We need Urgalurk. There we go. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I don't want to go to Castle Thorn. I'm not feeling Lady Thorn today. Here it is. Oh, so actually, if you had keys, you're actually rolling. You know, right now we got 1 key because I have no self-control and I always roll for this stuff. Can we get something good? We cannot. But, you know, I mean, Stonehusk is good. We just already had it. But yeah, you can actually roll your 1 key right now. All right, send me to Castle Thorn. And you could roll for both of these shoulders. And you have a double chance because essentially you're rolling for both of them. Make sure you do have the achievements for both of these, though, too. Because if you don't have the boosted odds. So you want to have both. What's it called for Battle Orcs? I forget the achievement name. It's something goofy like Alpha. It's not Alpha Predator, because that's the other werewolf one. Something wolfen-ish. And then the blind has got a generic sounding one. Get both of the hard mode clears and it'll boost your odds and then roll your keys. But I got to run here. So thank you guys again for stopping out. I'll finish setting up the studio here. Hopefully tomorrow when the tape I needs arrives. But just thank you guys again. You guys are fantastic. I'll catch you guys later.